I think in terms of Coach Prime leaving for the Cowboys, I think, yes, it would hurt the program 100%. It would hurt Colorado. I think immediately that program falls into the mud. Again, I do want to have a quick conversation about arguably the biggest thing going on in the Big 12 as it stands right now, and that is Coach Prime Sanders.
What about him?
Well, as it stands right now, he's still the head coach for the Colorado Buffaloes, but he is the betting favorite to be the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, you know the history that Jerry Jones has with Coach Prime, that Prime has with the Dallas Cowboys. But I want to sit here for a second, and I want to just talk about the impact that this would have on the Big 12, if any. I know we discussed it a little bit the other day just in terms of eyes and views and that type of stuff, because that's what Deion brings, right, to this conference. Yeah. He brings a national perspective. Every Colorado game, I believe, was nationally televised last season. That doesn't happen without Coach Prime. But what does that do in terms of the actual conference, in terms of actual football, both for the Buffs and both for everybody else?
It would be a pretty big hit. It would. I mean, listen, we can sit here and we can hate on Colorado. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm not saying I don't want to. Right? Objectively speaking, Deion Sanders is not just good. Deion Sanders is great for business.
Great for business.
In the Big 12, period. We didn't even play them this year. But we still had Colorado fans who were invested in us and coming and talking trash to us because of what Deion has done to that fan base. I mean, respectfully, like, they were pathetic.
Prior
to Deion. They were pathetic.
Even the first year of Deion was pretty pathetic.
And sometimes, programs get there, right? Sometimes you make the wrong decisions, you have the wrong person leading, programs get there. They were downright pathetic, and now they're maybe the biggest blue blood SEC Big Ten program as far as national popularity goes. And they weren't they were a good team. They weren't a good enough team to be there. And that's the Deion effect.
Yeah. I think from
the Heisman.
Yeah.
Right?
The Heisman winner.
You have potential 2 top 10 draft picks. You have 2
not even potential
top 5.
Yeah, they're both top 5 picks.
Draft picks.
Yeah. They're probably both top 3, to be completely honest.
My take is that Hunter either goes top 3 or he drops to 9, and it's just the dumbest stuff you've ever heard.
Just
from
a crazy
NFL
drop.
NFL draft experts who are like, well, he can't really pick one position, so do you really want to waste a top 5 pick on this guy?
It's a very interesting situation, and that's a whole different conversation with Travis Hunter, because I'm not going to get into that. But I think in terms of Coach Prime leaving for the Cowboys, I think, yes, it would hurt the program 100%. It would hurt Colorado. I think immediately that program falls into the mud. Again, you're losing Shador, you'd lose Travis, and then you lose Coach Prime at the end of it. That would be a really tough blow for that fan base, for that program. I don't think it'd be nearly as tough on the conference, right?
I think I disagree, because every time Colorado played somebody, that game was very important that week.
Yeah, I agree. But again, from a national perspective,
okay, national is different than a Big 12 perspective.
But how many Big 12 games are there? Right? There are far more Big 12 games than there are non-con games. Even their bowl game was against a Big 12 team.
Yeah.
And they that's just how it works, right? Or how it worked.
I'm walking with you here.
So
I don't know where you're going, but
people
I'm
are
walking.
watching the Big 12 games anyways. Those fan bases are watching them anyways. I see what you're saying in terms of it's Deion. Fan bases that aren't fans of those two teams are going to watch anyways. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. If I'm a fan,
I think more casual fans will. I think I don't think it's going to put the Big 12 under.
No.
That's just not. Oh, college football will never be the same again. Oh, Deion Sanders is gone. Will they even play the sport anymore?
Yeah.
No, but it's not good for business. It hurts. But overall, I think
it's good for a couple teams.
The machine will keep on. Were we supposed to play them this year?
This coming year, Arizona State will play
I would
Colorado.
like Deion to be there. I'd like to play Deion with this version of our team and this version of his team. I don't know if he'll be as good next year. Once.
Yeah.
Right, because it is a shame we didn't get to play them last year. It would be objectively hilarious if we went to the Cowboys. It'd be so funny. It would be so funny.
Do you think it happens?
No,
you don't think so? You think it's all just to get a contract?
I think it's leverage.
Yeah.
I think The Cowboys, and a lot of people are saying this is not a premier destination anymore with how they are running things. And by they, I mean Jerry. And I think that it's a lot easier to be Deion in Deion's position in Colorado than it would be to be Deion in Dallas. Not that he couldn't do it, and not that it wouldn't be the same media circus or he wouldn't have marginal success. It would be
a bigger media circus.
Yeah.
You're combining Deion Sanders and the Dallas Cowboys?
Right.
That is the biggest media circus the world has ever seen.
So what I'm saying is, like, I don't know if Deion wants that right now. I feel like Deion has something going at Colorado, and also Deion's a very competitive person, and people like us have been like, oh yeah, he's going to leave. And I feel like what he's going to do, he's going to milk one massive contract out of Colorado.
He doesn't need the money, though.
He's still going to get why else would this be leaking? Like, unless he takes it.
He doesn't need the money.
Okay, but a lot of these people don't need the money. That's not the conversation.
Look, I think there is a world. And there's a world out there, like a strange world out there. I'm not saying it's this one.
World.
Sure. Where Coach Prime leaves Colorado, and he is the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And the Tennessee Titans make a trade with the Dallas Cowboys. They would get Dak Prescott. They would get the Titans, or they would get the Cowboys' 12th overall pick this year, and they would get their first round pick next year, and probably a third round pick you'd have to throw in. Dallas gets the first overall pick. You pair Shador with Deion in Dallas, and you have your media circus 2.0. There's a world.
Oh,
I'm not saying it's this one. I'm saying there's a world.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We've seen crazier things happen.
For sure. Yeah, no, totally a world. I would not put my money. I think it's more likely he stays at Colorado, but I'm not saying it's like 99% Colorado. It's probably like 65-35.
Sure.
It's 67.5, 30.
I'm not getting all into that. It's certainly something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
At the very least.